Hi folks, Marky and Mark here from the Exiles. I had a question last week around the beating action from Fiore's sword. We started off talking about it being one-handed action, is it a two-handed action, etc. Let me explain what I mean. So the first time we see a beat, and we make these into lots of drills and things, we actually see it with the sword in one hand. The attack will come in, I'll beat up using the false edge to open up my opponent and I'll cut straight back down. It's a very quick and aggressive action with sword in two hands, especially from Chingali. So we're up, we're up, and we're down. And as I've explained in previous videos, lots of other videos, you can do that very subtly, very aggressively. You can come very offline, stay very narrow. The question we had was, how good is it on the right-hand side, and can you do it from the right-hand side? That's exactly what we'll explore now. So the answer to the question is yes, you absolutely can do it from the other side as well, okay? I think people are on a bit of a quest at the moment to try and understand a little bit more around what happens on that side of your body, since most of the plays of Fiore tend to be right-handed versus right-handed, from right shoulder to right shoulder. There are obviously postures and positions in the Fiore's works that show the opponent on that side of their body, and there are a number of options that I have from here. A very basic example of how to break this down is if he goes onto his left, his sinestro, and I'm still on my right, and he cuts at me, really I'm doing some kind of covering action, okay? Because, like with the sword in one hand, to make the beat work, I really need to be coming from the same side. So we'll do it slowly and I'll put a mask on. But basically, I need to be able to come underneath and behind it, okay? Because my beating action is a deflection, okay? A covering action is just a cover. Posta frontale, options, yeah? A breaking action is to actually break the path of the weapon, whereas a beating action, start from this side now, is to beat the weapon, okay? It's a very applicable action to do. I'll just put on a mask.
A few moments later.
So as I say, the answer to the question is absolutely yes. If he is up on his left and I find myself still on the right, covering is actually a little bit difficult for me. If you stick your sword out, well, it's actually, I can do it, but I'm kind of having to cheat that space, to force that space. Obviously, a breaking action is really hard because I'm on the wrong side. So I'd almost have to weirdly come back to break. So a beat is a very applicable option, especially from low. Cut comes in, across the body, and down, yeah? A little bit more difficult to do it from high though, so we'll talk about that in a second. But in effect, if I'm low, coda longer, mezza, doesn't matter. But it's on. It's a good clean action. One thing to practice when you get used to something is not to stop, okay? So we're stopping for the purposes of the camera, but in reality, we're moving. Yeah, because he's going to keep moving. I shouldn't just stop, you know, I should push home the attack. Just get into good habits, okay? Let's talk about, though, if he's high on his left and I'm still high on my right, okay? From here, a beat is not going to be very easy, okay? Because I can't get down low enough to then come up onto the weapon, okay? It's possible though, if I step back, but it's massive wide spaced action. So if you're high and he's cutting from there, it's easier just to cover again, okay? But the answer to the question is, can you beat from the right side of your body if they're on the left? The answer is yes. But obviously it's not as common as beating against a right-handed attack from my opponent's right side. So hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and until the next one.